So in this video, we're just going to talk about exporting out of iMovie real quick, and some of these things, some of these preferences and stuff could change, but so the point is mainly just to show where things are, more so than exactly what we want all the time. So, and then also I'm going to cover a tool called Handbrake for compressing video files. So in this case, this is a video file and an audio file that I've got matched up in a project, but I want to go ahead and export it to its own movie file. So then I will bring it into our other main Sunday Lounge project, and I won't have to worry about having split audio and visual. So I'm going to go here, just going to trim this up a little bit and check the other end here, and it looks good. So when I've got everything sort of ready to go, I'm going to go, and this will apply for any time I'm ready to export a file out of iMovie. I'm just going to hit this share button, this little up arrow, and go to File. So what we've got here is some different options. So mainly, again, these are things that could change in time, but mainly we've been doing with 720p because we're going up to YouTube, and they don't seem to be letting us do full HD anyways. And then the quality, if you go with ProRes, it will output a .mov file, and it will be gigantic. So you just saw the estimated file size there is massive. High is anything below that is going to generate an MP4 file, which can be a lot smaller. You can see that there's some difference between high and medium and low there. We've just generally been going with high for now, and haven't noticed any issues with using faster compression. And then you would just hit next. You would choose where it goes. And so, again, from the housekeeping stuff, we like to try to, keep things somewhat organized so we can find them more easily. So we would just name it, and then we would hit save. And you can see it's going to start this little circle up here, and it'll go ahead and start exporting. And so for this here, this is a 32-minute clip. It actually goes pretty fast, especially with this MacBook. Should be done right around, well, it looks like it's ticking down about 40 minutes or so. And so then after that, when it's exported, that's when you can go up to YouTube channel. And I think the drill there is really just the same. You'll just have to find, go to my Vineyard channel. You'll just have to upload and go ahead and find where you stash that video. Very simple, obviously. So then the other thing to note is that there's a tool that we like to use called Handbrake. Usually I have not been using that when I'm still in iMovie. In theory you should be able to. It shouldn't lose too much, but Handbrake does a lot of things, but primarily what we've been using it for is compressing file sizes. And so even this file here that we're generating is going to end up being pretty large, this MP4. We do have to watch the space. I mean, we don't have an unlimited amount of space, and also libraries being really big, that kind of doesn't help with putting things up into Dropbox to archive and things like that. So there's certainly reasons why we would want to try to use smaller file sizes when it makes sense. And so what we can do in Handbrake, basically, which is should be in the Launchpad of the MacBook, is we can hit Open Source, and we can go and find whatever source we're working for. So let's just in this case I'll use And let me just go ahead and stop this guy since we're not actually doing that. So let's say we have this 5 GB file. This is essentially the file that we're generating right now that we already did. So it's 5 GB right now. I'm going to open it into Handbrake, and I'm going to output it to you could go to the same folder with a different name or a different folder, however I want to do it, but it's still going to be an MP4 file. In this case, I'm just going to go to a different folder. And you've got all these many options here. Really, just out of the gate, it just needs to be MP4 file. Definitely align AV start, and then the aspect ratios, and pretty much we're not really worried about any of the other technical stuff here, unless we specifically have to mess with something. So just click start there, and it's going to basically go through, and this will take a little longer, but it's going to go through and it's going to compress that file size from about 5 GB, probably down pretty far. I mean, it would be in the megabytes, probably less than 100 megabytes or so. So it's a pretty massive difference. Same or better resolution. And so yeah, so that's one good function that we can use sometimes as well.